Hey YouTube, it's me again. Hope you all are doing well. We're sitting out here, we're on Tracy's retirement trip, and we came to Cancun. We're staying at an all-inclusive resort. Tracy loves the beach, so one of her things was to come to a beach with clear water. And I'll show you the beach here in a few minutes. It is, there's a little bit of seaweed in it, but it's clearing up day by day, getting better. But while we were sitting at the beach today, I came up with a couple of topics to talk to you guys about this week, and so I'll just hit it off from there. The first one's about retirement. Obviously, since we're on Tracy's retirement trip, I thought about that. So, retirement is only mentioned explicitly in the Bible one time, and in that one time, it's talking about the Levite priests, and they retired at the age of 50. But here's the bad news: they didn't get to retire completely. Even though they retired from the priesthood, they still had to do other duties, help out the younger priests at the temple, guard the gates, stuff like that. So they didn't just get to quit with their ministry. They had to continue doing so. In the book of Psalms, chapter 92, verses 12 through 15, it says that the righteous flourish and bear fruit in their old age. Bearing fruit doesn't mean you're sitting around and doing nothing. Bearing fruit means you're still contributing to ministry. So that's another piece of bad news that says we can't just quit. Titus chapter 2 verses 1 through 5 talks about the older men and women have to mentor and set an example to the younger generations. That doesn't sound to me like it's something either that we can retire from. So sorry. We're always, as long as we're alive, we're supposed to be continuing to serve God and doing what we've been called to do. We all have a purpose, even old people. I think back to at least a couple. Abraham he was really old. I don't remember exactly, but well over 100 when he had Isaac. And he still had to lead, even at that age. If you look at Caleb, he was 84 years old when he went to Joshua and said, God promised me this mountain. Now at 84, I'm still able to go up and take it. So that's what he did. He went up and took the mountain at the age of 84. So even as we're older, and I'm there with you guys, I'm older too, we still have a purpose in God's plan. So we need to fulfill that purpose. I also thought about something else. I was laying out in a hammock in the water and just looking up at the sky thinking, and I saw these clouds come by. One of the things that I did as a kid was lay on the grass and watch clouds go by and try to figure out what shape they were. So I was doing that, laying on that hammock today in the water, and another thought popped into my head. The sky here in Cancun, and you can see behind me, it's a lovely shade of blue. No clouds at all right now that I can see, but we experience that same blue sky in Tennessee. Uh, it looks the same. If we're looking up, our focus is on the sky, and yeah, I do see a little cloud now. Our focus on the sky shows us that it's the same. I've noticed the people running around down here. They're not all as pale as me, but they're doing the same things, enjoying the same things. Being in the water, kids playing, people eating, loving to eat. We have all the same things. So, we all, if we're Christians, serve the same God. We have not the same exact purpose, but the same overall purpose. And Matthew 28:19 tells us we're supposed to go and make disciples. That's referred to as the Great Commission. So, we all have the same purpose ultimately. We all serve the same God who never changes. The same blue sky that I'm looking at today, the Mayans looked at when they were ruling this area. We're going tomorrow to see one of the 7 great wonders of the world, the pyramids at Chichen Itza. Probably didn't pronounce that right, but we're going to do that. We're going to maybe swim in a cenote that's hundreds, thousands of years old that maybe some of those same Mayans swam in. So, there's a consistency there that we need to look to. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 8, I believe, says, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And he is, and that's the consistency that I'm talking about. Even when the Mayans were still on earth and ruling, God was still on the throne. And today, the Mayans are history. They're not a ruling empire anymore. God is still on the throne. So, that's just a few random thoughts. I'm going to publish this, even though it's shorter than most of them. I still think there's some good points in there that God has kind of brought back to my mind and my memory in the last few hours. So hopefully you'll agree with them. If not, leave me a comment. Like and subscribe, and that way I can know who's watching these things. It's about time to decide if I'm going to keep going or not, and that's based on the number of views I'm getting and comments and stuff. If I'm helping people, I'll keep going. If I'm boring people, then there's no need to. But let me stand up here. I tried to flip my phone around a while ago and cut the other video off, so I'm not going to try that again. So I'll just step out of the way and kind of pan around and show y'all some of the views from the hotel. Here we go. Here's the water. You can barely make them out down here, but those are the hammocks that I was in today. It's a lovely area. There are some areas with some seaweed and stuff, as you can see. But if you look on out toward the horizon, you'll see some blue water. It's a beautiful place. Boats hanging out everywhere. It's just a cool place to be. I don't know that we would ever come back because it is a little pricey, but for Tracy's retirement, it was worth it. Maybe one of these days I'll do a video from where I want to be when I retire, and I haven't made up my mind yet. Thinking about two places right now. Thinking about either Alaska or Hawaii. I'd love to see Hawaii. I'm a history buff, so I'd love to tour Pearl Harbor. But I'd also like to maybe drive or ride a motorcycle on the Dalton Highway in Alaska. So maybe one of those two. We'll see. That's it for today. Y'all have a great week, and God bless.